In the first part of this workshop, I mentioned that introductions have a particular pattern. In this part, we're going to look at the pattern you can use to make a case for originality. The key to making a convincing case for originality is setting up and presenting the research problem. This is a move that occurs in the middle of the introduction. What is a research problem? It is the unknown. It is what is missing from the research in the specific field, what has been overlooked in the literature, what could be made better. It is a gap in what is known that you will fill through your research project. To establish an unknown, you need to do two things. First is to show what is known, and the second is to identify what remains unknown. In this part of the introduction, what that means is to review the pertinent literature, that is what is known, and then to state what is unknown, that is the research problem. And to do this, you have to use what I call a negative turn. A negative turn consists of words such as you see here. It's a sentence often beginning with however, but, nevertheless. Sometimes it's phrases, despite the fact that, or little is known about, further research needs to be done, or little research has been done. These are called negative turns because they are a contrast between the description of what is known in the literature area and what is unknown. And the negative turn is the marker for a research problem. And here's an example. Previous studies using northern blot analysis and RE-PCR detected VFGF transcripts between 3 and 72 hours post-infection. However, and of course that is a negative turn, however, the production of VFGF during virus replication has not been determined. You can read this as a research problem, and it is marked by that negative turn. It describes what has not been done. And what's interesting is that you can shape a research problem in the form of a question. In this case, it would be, how is VFGF produced during virus replication? And this is the question that the research is supposed to answer. And when readers read the research problem, stated in this way with a negative turn, they know what to expect about the research, what it is going to solve. Here's another example. Despite its commercial success and academic expansion, many important questions about the theoretical basis for emotional intelligence remain. Again, you see, despite, it's a contrastive negative turn, and it sets up the research problem of what is missing. And you can shape this research problem into a question. What are some of the important questions about the theoretical basis of emotional intelligence? And one final example. Famously, the E. coli strain named B by Delbruck and Luria in 1942 was chosen by the phage group that developed around Delbruck and Luria and Hershey in the 1940s as a host for their common studies of the virulent phages, T1 through T7. However, the earlier history of B is less well established. So we see again what is missing. And the question that the research is intending to answer is, what is the earlier history of B? And when you read this as a research problem, and you naturally expect that this is what the article will discuss. So, a reminder, making a case for a research problem, it's establishing what is known, and that is a literature review of the particular area of research that your research problem is going to be in. And then a negative turn plus a statement of what remains unknown. And again, you can see where this occurs in the research article, right here in the middle. And in the next part of this workshop, we will focus on making a case for value, that is addressing the so what question of research.